Hello, and thank you for watching this regional forecast update for the Canadian Prairie. I'm Andrew Pritchard, Senior Meteorologist with Nutrien Ag Solutions. We hope you had a wonderful weekend. We're checking in with temperatures first thing on this Monday morning. Continuing to watch a warmer air mass sit over the prairie, of course muted, where we've got some snow on the ground. Temperature right now, 7 degrees in Calgary, -1 in Medicine Hat, -7 in Saskatoon and Regina, -4 as you head over towards Winnipeg, but 0 in Edmonton, -5 as you head up toward Grand Prairie, -5, 5 above when you go to Grand Prairie and the Peace River region. We take a look at the satellite picture, a lot of cloud cover in the west, some lower cloud cover, maybe some fog as you head over toward Winnipeg, at the border between Manitoba and Ontario. Got a pretty strong jet stream branch coming in here across the Pacific Northwest, bringing in that cloud cover, bringing in the chance for some precipitation, generally north of Highway 16. We've got some shower activity there, maybe a rain-snow mix between Edmonton and Grand Prairie. We'll take a look at what's forecast with that here as we head through the next 24 to 48 hours. And that's for that precipitation to, again, kind of quickly track along and north of Highway 16 through the day today. Potential for some light rain showers, light snow, maybe some light sleet, all of the above potentially mixed in, again, in that corridor generally north of Highway 16 through the day today. Now, as we head deeper into the week, we're going to see a chance for some snow showers in the Edmonton, the Grand Prairie, and the Medicine Hat area. This is as we get into Tuesday. Remember, if we talked last week, I said I could reliably promise it would be dry across much of the prairie till about Tuesday, and that still looks to be true. It also looks like that temperature change is going to be happening here midweek as well with this system that makes a mostly dry passage through the area. Again, we get a chance for some light snow generally along and north of Highway 16. This through the day on Tuesday. This one's going to drag a cold front through the region, though, and bring that first shot of cooler air. It does still look like it's going to be a transition, not an overnight flop, where we change 10 to 20 degrees Celsius overnight. It's going to be a day-by-day kind of stair-step thing as we head into the deeper part of the week into the weekend. Now, as we take this through Thursday, getting into that Thursday-Friday time frame, as we look at the European model, there's going to be a chance for some mid to late week snow as you head off toward the west, talking central and southern Alberta. I apologize for the Bluetooth mouse that's trying to over and over again connect here through the video. But here's the total preset from the high-resolution NAM model through Thursday evening. Again, the chance for a light rain-snow mix along and north of Highway 16. Dry across much of the ag belt as we head into midweek. Now here's the upper level pattern, 500 millibar jet stream winds. You can see the strong flow coming in from the Pacific right here. That's what's kicking off the cloud cover, bringing that first introduction of some Pacific moisture to the region. This is the little short wave that quickly moves along and north of Highway 16. You see that little patch of stronger upper level winds right there. That's what kicks off the light rain, snow, sleet showers north of Highway 16 today. Tomorrow, we get the same thing, a little system making its way north of Highway 16, kicking off some more cloud cover, another chance for some very light precipitation along and north of Highway 16. This little wave that comes in as we get into the later part of the week now could bring enough upper level support for a little bit of snow, again, over central and southern Alberta, but I see how it really gets elongated here, and much of the upper level support ends up going south of the prairie. What doesn't end up going south of the prairie, though, is going to be another shot of cooler air. This is where we're really going to start to cool off, not just across the Canadian prairie, but also into the northern plains of the United States as that ridge begins to flatten down and transition into some troughing across western Canada into the Pacific here in the Gulf of Alaska. So as we head into next week, likely trending much cooler across the prairie, relatively speaking, compared to the last few days. We'll see that trend here with the temperature anomaly forecast as we head into next week. Again, you see it there. It's not as if we just get a surge of bitterly cold air. There's not a lot of bitterly cold air to start off with. None, really, as we get going here this week. We're going to have to build that colder air mass, that colder pool off to the north, and then we'll drag some of that down here with that troughing, again, as we head deeper into the weekend and next week. Now, as far as precipitation goes, I mentioned that there's going to be a chance here as we get into the mid and late part of the week here that the high-resolution NAM model is kind of ignoring at this point. I'll show you what that is here. And again, as we head through the day today and tomorrow, precipitation north of Highway 16. It's as we get into Wednesday here, as that disturbance makes its way generally off to the south of the prairie, could be just enough upper level support here for some snow showers across southern Alberta into southwestern Saskatchewan as we head through Wednesday afternoon, kind of midday Wednesday into Wednesday evening. So don't be surprised, probably south of Calgary, but getting down toward Medicine Hat, don't be surprised if we get some Wednesday snow showers across that area. Otherwise, we do keep it on the dry side as we head into the later part of the week. It's really as we get into the weekend and then early next week that it looks like we may turn more active with more in the way of chances for focused accumulating snow. So over the next 48 hours, keeping it dry across much of the Ag Belt. The exception would be here in the Peace River, Edmonton, Grand Prairie area. A little bit of light rain or snow is possible, with that then lifting north of the Prairie across Saskatchewan and Manitoba. The next 7 days, though, again, most of this happening as we get toward the weekend into early next week. Chance for some precipitation being reintroduced across the Prairie. Now, of course, look down at the numbers here. This is not soaking the Prairie by any stretch of the imagination. We're dumping much of our moisture across British Columbia, across the Pacific Northwest, wringing it out across the Rockies. What we're talking about across the Ag Belt, across the Prairie, along and south of Highway 16, is much more on the order of 5 to 15 millimeters of total liquid precipitation over the next 7 days. And when we talk about translating that over to snow, we're talking about, maybe a couple corridors here touching 5 to 15 centimeters of accumulating snow. Again, much of that over the weekend into next week. But there is the chance here, kind of near Calgary, south toward Medicine Hat, over toward the southern border of Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Don't be surprised if we get some snow flurries tomorrow, maybe some very light accumulation across the area. But again, we're talking more like 5, 10, 15 centimeters as we head into the weekend and next week. Here are your temperature trends here. Calgary, again, another couple of warm days, topping out near 10 degrees today and tomorrow. We start that downward trend, though, as we head into the weekend. Medicine Hat, here's your 10-day temperature trends. Saskatoon, Regina, and then we will finish here in Winnipeg. The high temperatures here above zero as we head through the middle part of the week, trending back below zero as we head into the weekend and next week.